Hello, beautiful gents. Welcome back to the Dabble and Babble podcast with your ever so gracious host, Brian Abel Salazar. And you may, in fact, notice this episode doesn't sound like shit. That is because I have a fine microphone off Amazon for $30. By the way, the last microphone that I tried to use but broke cost $50. Let me just sink that in, okay? First of all, sink in the fact that this doesn't sound like I'm speaking through a hive of bees. And second, sink in the fact that we actually have guests this time. Yay!
It's me. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's both of us.
We have the ever so gracious. Why do I keep using gracious like I'm a Southern belle, like a lawmaker. Anyways, we have the YouTube creators.
The official.
The Toy Lovers channel 48 or 46.
It's 48.
48.
We made that name a long time ago.
Yeah, the Toy Lovers 48 with the corresponding red moon.
It's me.
And the corresponding blue moon.
I'm also here.
By the way, they're twins and they sound exactly the fucking same. So have fun keeping track of that.
I'm already offended. 5 seconds in.
Yeah. So eventually when the twins shout this out on their channel.
Yeah, I will. We will.
Yeah. Have fun getting used to that.
Yeah. Every new video on our YouTube channel be like, check out the podcast, Dabble, and you just want to kill yourself because you're saying so much.
Yeah. Yes, you get to hear me say swears accidentally in the first 3 seconds. When I told myself I wasn't going to swear because, probably children are watching this. So, yeah. Sorry about that. But, yeah. I promise.
It happens a lot of our videos. We use songs as swear words, and everyone yells at us in the comments. Like, I didn't say it wasn't my song, sorry. Forgot to bleep that out.
Crap. God. So, yes. Hello.
Hello.
How would it be?
I'm really sweaty right now. We biked to get here.
Yes, the current recording date is the 2nd of September.
Yep.
And if you don't know, the East Coast is currently getting spit roasted over a large fire because God hates us.
Apparently. And he wants to end the world.
Yeah, it's been...
With lava.
It's actually a good day. And in the recent months, it's been, terrible.
It's been raining a lot, too, for,
summer. Humidity. Actually, we have a fun story about how our school... Our school, which you all go together, we go together in, our school had to shut down prematurely on the second day because there was no air conditioning. And they realized if we go into, just into the afternoon, people are going to start dropping like flies.
And they're going to pass out because it's 100 degrees because it's still technically the summer.
Yeah,
I actually... for an hour. We were let out at 9:40, pretty sure.
Yeah, actually, my rooms weren't that bad. But I know I had some rooms before, in previous years, that I knew, if that lasted on people, then that would, it's like spraying vinegar in the air with flies around. It would just kill them.
Mm-hmm. Do you know the art rooms are still broken? We had, what do you call those?
Air conditioners?
No, the technicians coming in to fix it.
Yeah.
During art, and she's teaching, and these guys ripping open the whole back of the room.
Yeah, actually, in my English class, they have a giant air conditioning. It's not like the things it's the fan blades and just a big box. It's like a tower. It's for a giant PC. It's just a tower with a tube surrounded in duct tape. It's like duct tape to the actual box, just going up through the tile. It's not even a hole cut out for it. It's just a tile.
So did they just put that in, or is that always there?
I mean, I guess it's just gonna be there now. It's super noisy, along with one of those cheap $15 fans.
Yeah.
So yeah, thankfully my room only has 7 people. Because if not, then
7 people.
Yeah, actually no, 8. 8 people.
Oh, that's better. 8 people instead of 7.
I have 2 super small classes. I have freaking my creative writing class, which is full of weirdos.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just 8 people. I expected that. But my AP English class, apparently this teacher is not very well liked, and that's why a lot of people dropped out.
Yeah.
But still, 8 bloody people. That's a lot.
That's a lot for that teacher. Especially, and we take Japanese. Me and Blue Moon every year, we take Japanese. So, the farther you get into the language, the less people there are in a class.
There's
so now we have 10 people in our classes. And then you get called on more, so I actually have to know what I'm talking about.
You just have, you all know each other at this point.
Yeah, it's basically just a little club. Yeah, it's basically a club during the middle of the day. It's so bad.
You told me stories about this whimsical Japanese teacher beating her kids and whatnot.
She's awesome. Oh my god, on the first or second, no, probably the third day, it was after we left early, she was talking about how she got written up for bullying a child. And she didn't even do anything to him. So he was like reading a magazine. This is how the story goes. Like, he was hunched over reading, and she came behind him and just slapped him in the back of the head. Like, as a joke. It wasn't even like hard. Yeah, it was like really lightly, just like, stop. And he reported her to the principal for bullying.
Not even assault, bullying.
Yeah.
Bully.
Yeah.
That would be really bad with I'm noticing my voice is super loud.
Okay. Compared to our voices on that, yeah.
Yeah. This is weird. I have a naturally deep voice, but yeah. I have a teacher like that with my English, my creative writing teacher. She's like just known. She just doesn't care. Like, she's the chillest teacher in that school.
Okay.
Like, it's just like, because she deals with weirdos like me all the time.
Yeah, she's just care.
If you write stuff, you're probably a weirdo. Okay,
Yeah,
I know
I mean,
this. I've seen them. I've been in classes with these people. They're mostly weirdos.
You lived through it.
They're mostly weirdos.
We go to art classes in Japanese, so we see a lot of weird people, including myself.
Yeah, I also know the president of the Japanese club, and yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the person who made the thumbnail. Shout out to her again.
I love her.
Uh-huh.
She's better than me.
Yeah, actually, on top of that, you are artists, in fact.
Yeah.
I am technically also an artist, but in the much less
creative writing sense.
Yeah, in the much, people don't care very, very much less about it
Yeah.
kind. Because I always say, like I could, make a really good, short story or poem. No one's going to care or even want to read it. And for you guys, you just had to, put it up on a wall and people, start taking
Just
pictures
stare
of
at
it.
it,
And
that's true.
Yeah.
Writing's kind of harder to get into. You just have to have, what teachers say. You just gotta grab their attention with, a good title or, a story. Or, people judge books by their covers, so you just get a nice cover.
Yeah, people just don't care. The attention spans have not helped at all.
Yeah.
Easy to just snap a picture and move on. If I'm fighting up, I'm basically I'm captaining the sinking ship. That's what I'm doing. But anyways, besides that, along with my thumbnail, you guys usually on your own channel you have music videos where you do basically you draw new series actually where you draw characters according to pieces of music you select randomly.
Yeah.
I like music.
But I actually saw on your social media that you are now trying out digital art.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
How's that going for you?
Well, Emily
It's
can
okay.
explain this.
Like the
I said,
It's okay.
that's alright, whatever. Blue Moon can explain this one, act like I didn't say that.
We can cut out in the edit.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So the tablet sometimes doesn't, when I try drawing digitally, the pen just doesn't pick up on the software, and that, it's not the software itself, it's the tablet, but I think I fixed it. It's just difficult to get used to, because I want to rush through it, but I have to, spend as much time on it as I usually do with traditional art. So I just have to learn how to get used to it.
So you thought it'd be very easier?
Yeah, I thought it'd be really fast, but I still have to take as much time as I usually do, so.
Yeah, and then I'm trying to ask her for help with homework, and she's like, "What do you want?" I'm busy, and she's just really mad. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Because it's just concentrating really hard.
She's listening to calm music, she looks in the zone, I tap her, and she's like, "What? Oh my god, leave me alone."
It's like try to do some serene whale noises for a second.
Okay.
Hey, you guys, are you gonna help me out with some math?
What do you want? I'm busy here. It's not working.
Oh god, that's gonna peak horribly in the audio. I can already tell.
Oh,
I mean,
That's gonna be bad.
rip
alright.
headphone users.
we have poor audio in our videos anyway.
Well, yeah, we actually have a camera. I don't even have that.
I mean,
That's true.
our camera, we put it through the rain, it's been in snow, it's still alive.
Somehow.
Yeah, jeez.
Just last week, it was pouring down rain, we ran outside to, take pictures, and it got covered in, rain.
Got covered in rain.
Yeah, just the whole thing
Drenched.
drowned.
We put a bag over it though, but
Yeah,
it still
but
kind
it
of got
didn't
wet.
work.
Like professionals.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Totally.
which, you have weird content styles, and you are doing little toy things.
Yeah.
What is it called? Little's Pet Shop.
Yeah.
That's kind of. How did you get into that Little Pet Shop?
Well, when we were little, we've been doing YouTube for 5 years, actually. But before that, we used to take our grandmother's, little camera, and, we didn't know what to film, so we just filmed us messing around when we were, 10. And then we discovered other people did that, so then we started doing it. And then we can't get out of it because we built up a following and now we can't stop doing it. That's what we're trying to do now, so.
Yeah, you're trying to diversify yourself by, actually showing your faces and doing the artist stuff, just trying to branch out now.
Because I want people to take me more seriously, because, like, family members always just make fun of us and be like, oh, you with your little videos.
Yeah,
like,
and now
oh
that we start making,
how is that? Because I have yet to show this podcast to more of my peers, but I assume it would be, like, kind of weird. I have people supporting me and whatnot, but it's just my voice. Like, if you know me in person, which I'm probably going to recommend it to you, you already know what you're going to get, basically. It's just an unfiltered version of it. But with you guys, it's like you kind of hid for a persona for so long. It's like, kind of how is that, socially, like when people find you out?
It's like, I don't know, we don't tell that many people. And, like, our friends tell other people. We don't. Like, it's kind of funny.
Well, I don't bring it up or brag about it. Like, you said you were talking with one of your friends, and they were asking you about YouTube. Like, I wonder how you make money to do this. And you were like, I don't know how you do that.
Okay, so we started making money off YouTube. We haven't, like, figured it out just yet. We're, like, setting it all up, but we're going to. And, like, last year, my friend was talking about how she was like, oh, I want to be a YouTuber. That'd be so cool. She's like, I can make money. She's like, I wonder how much they make. And she was looking it all up. And I'm like, yeah, I have no idea. And
Like, you're not a YouTuber.
I just didn't want to explain that I am one. So I'm just, I have no idea.
So you were just playing dumb.
Yeah. I felt bad for lying, but, like, I just didn't want to tell her.
It's like if you're like you're a cannibal and like guys like, hey, do you know how to cook or cut a steak? It's like, I don't know, guy. I don't know.
Human flesh tastes like I heard it tastes like chicken.
Hey, how big is a liver? Approximately 13 inches in diameter. You know that off the top of your head? No.
I'm just a guess.
I'm probably wrong.
Yeah.
See, I'm wrong. It's 13.2 inches.
Yeah, see, I wasn't that close.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it is.
It's not like I measure that or anything,
Yeah. Time to, yeah. So, yeah, it's kind of weird. How did you get into, because stuff you do is like you take pictures and stuff. Did you actually, did you always have a pre-existing like interest in photography beforehand, or was it just like something that came out of it? Because you don't do LPS then, you also do like little like monster dolls or whatever not.
I think we started taking pictures because we started we want to keep the dolls. Our mom's like, you don't use them, throw them away. So then we just started taking pictures of them, posting on Instagram, so we don't have to throw them away. Because I could be like, we use them for pictures, Mom. We use them because I want to keep them. And she's like, you're a hoarder. I'm like, no.
So really just an excuse.
Yeah. But now we kind of like it, so it worked out.
Yeah, so you actually do like it now.
Yeah.
So it's challenging just to kind of like test what you can do with photos and stuff.
Yeah.
I guess I'm kind of in the same boat because this is an excuse for me to talk, which I'll do anyways. You guys know that for sure.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. How else, do you actually enjoy this? Because I probably should ask you to enjoy this before you actually agreed to show up on it.
Like I wanted to.
Podcasts.
Do you listen to a lot of podcasts?
Yeah, like I watch H3H3. He does podcasts. You don't know if you know who that is.
Oh yeah, don't tell me that I know who that is.
I'm just saying you like blanked it, looked at me like you don't know.
I have no idea how I look during these. I probably look like a out of a Sam Raimi movie.
I know. I'm glad the camera's not on because I can just spin around in this chair.
No, that only gonna fuck up the audio. Why do you care about that? I
I
swear it again.
I'm sorry, I'm ruining your good audio.
No, I was saying I swear it again.
That's
okay.
God, I'm gonna get any comments from your teenage fan. How is it kind of like that? Is it weird thinking how like your audience is like mostly children?
Yeah, because
yeah, oh my
Red
God.
Moon, she does, like, we have this app called Amino, and it's just basically like you probably see advertisements for it a bunch where it's just like an online thing you can, it's like, I have a hard time explaining
I'll explain it, because I used this before. Amino is basically an app that's like, basically, is basically a platform for subsidies, in that you can create certain special interest groups and people can join it.
Yeah.
It's like Facebook groups, but like much more varied with like different options for all that. So it's very much more tailored made for making your own little communities inside of the bigger community.
Yeah, that's true.
And you guys have your own group. Am I correct?
There's
We
like
just
a
joined
whole
the group.
Yeah, there's a whole like little pet shop fandom, I guess, and we joined it so we can talk to fans more directly because we don't comment on YouTube that often. And a lot of them are like little kids, and it's so weird because Red Moon does most of like the texting on there, and it's like the conversations are just so weird because you realize that when you talk to people, you realize how young your fan base is, and you're just like, oh, it's kind of creepy. Like, I'm not that older than you, but I feel creepy talking to you.
Like I feel like a pedophile talking to like 5-year-olds. But some of them are like our age. So we're trying to change that by doing drawing videos.
Do you feel like a need to, as you grow older, technically more mature,
Yeah.
you're still playing with dolls, but as you mature, do you feel like a need to get out of that space? Like, is it just kind of a want? Like, you feel like creatively like shoved down into a ball with this, and you need to break out? Or is it like something purely like, I need to be taken more seriously?
I feel like when we went on vacation for like 2 days over the weekend in the summertime, we just decided we're so miserable sometimes making videos. Why don't we just stop and do something else? Like, we just always think that we have to continue, even though we're not happy making the videos we made.
Like, no one's telling me to keep making these videos. Like, I can just do what I want. So that's what we're doing. Like, I guess we're just tired of doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, if like I didn't get tired of it, I'd still be doing it. It's not that I'm like more mature. It's just that like I'm just tired of it.
Yeah, you get creatively burned out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Speaking on that, like creative burnout, how do you get like inspiration for your videos? Because sometimes most of the music you have like the classic musical videos and stuff like that. How's like the thought process when thinking that out? Is it like more like taking the song literally, or like when you see like animations, some of them are very literal. Some animators take songs and like give them a whole new storyline.
Yeah.
Like, how do you approach that?
Well, it's like if we start back from the beginning, we like were alone all the time when we were little, so we had a lot of time on our hands. We had like a radio in our room, and we literally just lay around and just listen to music. So that's kind of how this all started.
Like, we just listen to a song and make up a story for it. So then, like, sometimes when we decide we want to make a video, like a music video, we'd either look for a song to do, or we listen to a song already and already have an idea from listening to the lyrics, and we're like, okay, we should make a music video out of this. It would be great if we like tried.
Yeah, so we just sit there and we just like, sometimes I just close my eyes and just see what comes to my mind, like what the lyrics remind me of, and then I just kind of write what I want, draw what I want, or create what I want after that.
Yeah, because you guys are actually artists.
Yeah.
Do you storyboard these things? Like, for those who don't know, storyboards just when you take like you have a scene, and before you film it, you just shoot like frames of it, so you have main action.
Yeah.
Like if you want to take a scene of a guy drinking from a cup at a table, you draw each video scene how you want it to look like.
Yeah.
If the camera moves and all that, that's how you do it. So do you guys do that for these music videos?
Most of the time, like, we don't actually draw any storyboards. Either we write notes that we want to remember, or we kind of like cut the music in half on the editor and just kind of like separate it. Like, okay, this is what we're gonna do here. We need to make this set. We need to make this set.
So like the beginning, they're in a character's in the kitchen, then we cut. In the middle, they're in like the living room, and then we cut. So we kind of know what scenes to do, but
and then we
not,
focus on every scene as we like try filming it.
Oh, so you look back on the footage you got and say like, okay, this could work better, or like to follow up with this. So it's very much like you're playing it by ear. Like you're seeing like what could be better or not.
Yeah, and then seeing how it matches the beat of the song and all that. But I'm working on a new video for October, and I'm actually going to storyboard it this time because I'm going to draw it.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a drawing music video instead of like with LPS, the Little Pet Shop. So it's probably going to end horribly because I can't storyboard for my life.
Yeah, well, you probably end up calling me for help with that.
Yeah.
Speaking on that, you actually you kind of branched out with your other content. Your other content is just basically you speaking through like your little pet shop. Like you have stories and you have your own sets and whatnot. And you use little dolls.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, before you started showing your faces, you had a little thing where like you had different characters and whatnot. I forget what video it was with, but you had like the shark boy who was like super hyper and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
And so like, how did you come up with that? Like, was that like a little bit? Was that like a pre-break of like your own formula that you got stuck into? Like, was it just something that came off the top of your head when filming that video?
Okay, let me think back to
Well,
that.
that video was about, we were talking about different types of YouTubers, so we kind of just like...
It was kind of at a need, but like,
Yeah.
did you have like a driver ready to like create little characters to like just break the monotony?
Yeah, I like characters. Making characters is fun. It's probably why we did that video. And, like, that was probably the funnest video we made in a while, because, like, I love making characters. So, the shark guy, we based him off, like, Jake Paul and how annoying he is. Because he's like, hey, what's up, you guys? Let's go we're gonna burn down a house, or whatever. He's, like, really extra.
Well, I gotta film a dead body, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna pretend to be sad for like
We're gonna tase a rat.
Yeah.
No.
Speaking along that creation characters, you guys actually created a series after like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gravity.
Yeah.
Gravity.
How was that? I don't remember anything from the video. That's how much it lasted on me. But how was that kind of like? because it was like a big project. You teasing this for like forever
Yeah.
on your channel and your social media. How was that? Like,
It was long, like we did it whenever we had time to do it in between other videos we were making. And the beginning scene was filmed in the summertime last year, and the end scene was filmed like in the fall, like 6 months later.
Yeah, it took like at least a year maybe or 6 months. But we decided to do it because ever since we started YouTube, we wanted to make a really long series. But like every time we made one, we just hated it, so we just ended up deleting it or like not doing it at all. Or like we made the first episode and like didn't continue. So we're still working on it. We wrote like a script and we're gonna film it the second episode.
So yeah, your problem is like just like finding satisfaction in work because you don't really know what this thing is, do you? Like you don't. You have like a overarching thing of for gravity.
Yeah, we have a whole plot. We know how it's gonna end, and we know the middle, and we know
like the seasons and how each season's gonna go. Like most of the time, when we figure out gravity, we do listen to songs, and we're like, okay, this can work for this character. We try to like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So we have like it's gonna have 2 seasons and 12 episodes in each season, and we don't plan all the episodes. We're just kind of like so the first episode's gonna be this, and then. The middle episode, like 5 episodes later, this has to happen, so we can just fill in the middle episodes with whatever we want, so we don't have to plan every single detail. We just kind of make them as we go.
So you've basically created like flagpoles of what you need to get to, but the thing in between you can figure out as you go.
Yeah, it's much creatively better for us.
Yeah.
That sentence made no sense.
That sentence was sure creativity.
It's better for us creatively to do that so we won't get bored trying to like or perfect it, trying to like copy exactly.
Yeah, like, I'm in the very opposite boat because I'm writing a novel currently.
Yeah, you have to have details for that.
This is the me bit right now. Okay,
right,
forget this other.
How's your novel going? What's it called?
Well, on Creative Writing 2, over the summer, as I said before on this podcast, I was doing a bunch of internships and stuff like that, so I was really busy. But I think part of me really realized that I should not be calling myself a writer because I didn't write the entirety of the summer.
I mean, I didn't draw that much the whole summer, and I felt bad about that. But you're still like a writer, even if you're
I didn't write something for that entire summer, and I felt like I was kind of losing because my goal is to have a novel ready to give to a publisher. It doesn't need to be published, but something to give to someone.
Yeah.
Like before the summer ends, and I really didn't do that at all. I felt out of love with my own novel idea.
Oh yeah.
But now that I'm with Creative Writing class, I've written like 3 pages, which doesn't sound like a lot. But this is like after 6 months of just stewing on this idea because I didn't stop thinking about it. I just couldn't bring myself to write it. But now, thanks to the creative writing class, I'm kind of basically what happens is that we have schedules, and like every time we're at the class, we study other people's work. Like I said, creative writing class, we have 8 people. Basically, a lot of them basically do poetry. So for the poets, on a certain day, we examine 2 of their work. They usually give out 3 poems.
Yeah.
But me and another person are doing longer fiction stuff, like short now. She's doing, I believe, short stories. I'm doing a novel, and so we have our own days.
Yeah.
With that schedule, I'm basically forced to write something, at least 3 pages of either really polished stuff, which doesn't really work for the novel. So I'm basically going to write chapters every 2 weeks. I'm going to write a chapter every week, every 2 weeks.
Challenge.
Yeah.
It just gets you more motivated.
And it's forced me. I also, before that even, I made a thing where like I wrote on my whiteboard above, which is in my room. We're currently downstairs in my living room, but I wrote above my whiteboard a schedule, or basically just an ultimatum for myself. This is like I need to fulfill an hour of writing every 2 days with my novel.
That's a good point.
That's I have to do that. There's no like I don't have any punch. I can't like give like Emily here my car as collateral.
Yeah.
Like if you do it, burn my car down. I can't. But I'm basically trying to force myself to like I have to do this, and so far it's worked. And so yeah, that's what I'm trying to do right now.
That's what we started to do in the summer. We've been writing to-do lists, so I actually like don't sit around and do nothing. So that's how we get most of our stuff done. So you're on the right track. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
It just gets you motivated, and if you don't check it off the list, you're like, why did I just waste my whole day? So yeah, it's writing it down makes you want to do it more.
Yeah, I'm gonna worry about that. You ever worry about like idea like you ever worry about like getting burned out on this stuff? Like you're close to that as you described it. It seemed like. So were you worried about that? Like, what really drives your YouTube channel? It's like, is it out of creativity currently, or is it out of like worrying, like disappointing the fans?
That's hard because like I think that's our biggest problem is like we're burnt out, but we want to keep making videos because like fans want them. And, like, I want to keep making them, but I don't want to keep making crappy videos. So it's like...
The ones that we have to rush to put out.
Yeah,
you know?
so right now I'm taking time on one I actually want to make instead of trying to come out with one every, like, week. It's just better to work on one long term instead of one, like, every single week. Because then it makes you feel like, why am I rushing? Like, I don't even like what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and you did create another new series where you, first of all, you reel your faces, actually, and you do the thing where, like, you create character and music. I feel like that could be, you know, not exactly, I don't want to say an easy video to, like, harsh on you, but, like, a thing that could be much easier where you still be yourselves and, like, you can still, like, it is literally creative interpretation, so that I still could fulfill it. So I like that idea.
Yeah.
I'm currently trying to, you know, I'm taking also, part of creative writing, there's a me production in our school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where we help out, you know, with the school TV, but mostly it's our own stuff. So I'm learning how filming works and all that. And so hopefully that'll be on this channel.
Yeah,
But,
that'd be
you
really
know.
cool.
Yeah, I'd probably join it next year just so you know how to do, like, TV production stuff. Like, I was going to join it this year, but I didn't know it existed, so.
Yeah, I already told on the podcast how I did PBS station, so I kind of already have a head start on most people, but I think that kind of discipline, like, that's the biggest thing with, like, I feel with any creative person. It is discipline.
It is.
It is, like, you have to write. It's like you don't want to become George R. R. Martin, where, like, you do this big thing and it takes, like, forever to come out.
Yeah.
It is very much, you have to learn how to, creativity, I think I like this. I like the idea of how creativity, like, people could be naturally disposed to, like, being a good artist, or in my case, a writer.
Yeah.
But if I don't work on it and someone else does, they're gonna become a better writer than me instantly.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like when I get upset when people say, like, "Oh, I'm smart. I just don't try in
Oh,
class."
I hate that.
Oh
I hate
my
when
God.
they-
I'm smart. I just don't try in class. So you might as well be an idiot.
Yeah, like,
Because what's the point? What are you
You're not
using it
using
for?
it,
Okay.
yeah.
What are you using it for? It's infuriating to me because you might as well be dumb if you don't use it in any capacity.
yeah, like,
That's
a lot of
true.
our family members, we know a lot of people in our family that draw, like, our mom and our dad. And I think someone else did.
Like
but
our
they just, like,
grandfather,
yeah, and they
he
just
drew- His
stopped.
pictures are hanging in McDonald's.
Oh, yeah, somewhere.
They bought, like, his nice oil paintings and it's in the McDonald's, like, downtown.
Yeah, but, like, both our mom and our dad used to draw, and they were like, oh, they just, like, they stopped. Like, we told our mom, you can draw, like, draw something. She's like, no, I don't want to, like, no. Like, she doesn't try, but she can actually draw.
Well, yeah, that's kind of certain things. If, like, you can do it, but you don't kind of fall out of it. But if you want to do it,
Yeah.
you kind of have to. You can't just rest on, like, your natural ability. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's not like that, especially with writing and stuff like that. Because I don't know how to speak for, like, artists, but with writing, it's just like much of it is just staring at a blank page and, like, trying to figure it out. A lot of it is just deleting the same sentence over and over again until you figure it out.
Until it sounds right.
I have to write an essay today and I'm gonna suffer with that.
It is just, like, hitting your head against the wall. I don't know how, like, you know, do you have something like artist block, or, like, ever a time where, like, you just feel like do you ever have, like, an image in your head, like, I want to create this, but just you're not happy with it?
Yeah,
Oh my God, all the time. Every day.
Every day
It's like you want to do something so bad, you do it, it just sucks. And I'm like, oh, man, why even try? But then you go ahead and do it the next day, because that's the only way you're going to get better.
Yeah. Like, if you look back on our drawings from, like, kindergarten, it's not necessarily that we were good at drawing, it's that we had all these ideas that we wanted to share, so then eventually we just got better at drawing. Like, in kindergarten, our drawings were just a circle with, like, a line through it with, like, stick legs and arms.
It was so weird.
It was
What if I draw it on my notes for you? Because it's, like, the weirdest thing
Well,
I've ever
I mean, this is a podcast, so.
I know, but, like, I can just talk and do this, just to see your reaction to this.
Yeah, okay.
It's so weird.
Yeah, so, yeah, I guess it is kind of like that, you know, it is kind of weird. I'm very interested in, like, the different ideas of, like, the facets of creativity.
Yeah.
Because I got no one to talk to about it's very hard as a writer, because you can have your writer group that tells you, like, you know, what is good and what's bad about your writing, and, like, that's about it. Like, you can't talk to normal people and, like, express them, like, your plot story ideas or symbolism and whatnot. That is very much on you.
Yeah.
It's probably why I started a podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I feel like I'm not going crazy, because it is very much just like, are you drawing Donald Trump?
No, look, that's his hair.
Okay, yeah, so basically,
That's, like, the body.
what she's drawn is a circle with arms and legs, a line in the middle of it, and then yellow hair.
Yeah, that's what we used to draw all the time.
I actually have I can actually show you what I do. You can screenshot that and probably edit this together,
Okay.
and then we can, like, edit it. But I actually have something to show you. I'll take pictures of this. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Alright.
Actually, just to leave you so you guys have actually something to talk about. Describe like one of your most like difficult pieces you've done.
Okay.
Oh, ooh. The most
Okay.
difficult pieces. Probably the series in general because it took so long and it was the most like, it was the hardest thing to do because we had to make all of these sets for it. Like we had to make this
Yeah,
whole
our
house.
series Gravity. Check it out.
Yeah.
We worked like a year on it.
Yeah, we had to make this whole house and all of these sets and figure
Out
out
of
all
like
the characters.
cardboard. We made them all out of cardboard, so they actually like we don't have to keep taking them down and back up again. And our cat scratches them, and we have to redo them.
Yeah, we had to find a place
my
for all
God.
to put all the sets.
And they're made out of paper, so it's like they fall apart easily. We have to keep re-gluing them, and we made like it's so hard because we made 500 sets. Each scene we have to make a new set. Like every episode, it's just a whole process.
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing I ever
We
done.
enjoy it, but it's a long. Like we enjoy the outcome of it, and
Yeah.
we want to keep doing it. It's just long.
Yeah, it just takes
Yeah,
a
Just
while.
well, I have
everything.
some pieces right here, which I'm gonna take a picture of so I can put later in the edit, or we can.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So how you like that?
I remember you, like in middle school, didn't you draw some of that on like my notebook or something?
Yes, I did. In fact.
Yeah, I think like one of these.
Yeah, I just like random scribbles. Like I have little faces and whatnot, so I haven't really evolved. But I guess I kind of like doing these because they're just kind of like very characteristic with
Yeah.
very little. Like it is just scribbles.
It is, but it's fun to draw. Just to draw freely.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like a skeleton.
Yeah,
I mean, or a pumpkin. I don't know. I imagine it'd be Pumpkin's face.
yeah, she's
Yeah.
And so's that. That's definitely a pumpkin.
yeah. It is kind of weird, looking at it compared to you guys.
Compared to this is weirder.
I mean, compared to like what you actually do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind of weird,
Pretty good.
You just
That
have
was
like years
gross.
of pumpkin designs.
Like
Just-
as you you mostly like I'm really also fascinated like people who always crossover because you did write like when did you actually start writing Gravity? Because I know you said you described how you shot it, but when did you start writing it? Like what was like the first like I need to make this?
We'd always discuss like stuff with each other. Like it's good having a twin because you can just kind of like talk a story
Ideas,
with someone instead of trying to write it down to keep all the information. Like you can just like sit and talk. Like I
don't
can sit and
say.
talk with Red Moon
Yeah.
about a story, and we can just go back and forth.
It's just easier. I don't know when we started writing it. I have to think.
Maybe we started writing down like little things we wanted for the characters or like character
Yeah, yeah.
information.
And then we wrote down the character information, and then one day we were like, okay, I want to write the first episode. I want to make this a thing. So then we just sat down and wrote like a paragraph of writing, and then we came back the next day and wrote more.
I kind of that's how I do in my short story because I created the main core characters.
Yeah, first.
Yeah, because it's kind of hard thinking of like a series.
It is.
It is like it's not like a novel where like you have all these things that are like tent poles and whatnot. Like with a series, it's kind of like these characters are like everything in any series.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird thinking how like you have to create them first,
Yeah.
and like it's kind of you create a story around them.
Yeah. It's like, how would like the plot affect the character's personality? And how will the character change throughout the story? Like, if the main character doesn't change throughout the story, like, what's the point of the story?
Yeah, basics of. Do you know about the hero's journey and whatnot?
Is that like,
Yeah, it's the main writing thing. If you ever read Joseph Campbell's Hero with a Thousand Faces, it's like how every story in humanity, every classical story at the very least, starts off with the character. In fact, I have an image of it. Yeah. So it starts with the call to adventure, the refusal to the call,
Yeah.
the supernatural aid, crossing of the first threshold, which is like this challenge,
yeah.
the belly of the whale, which is like swallowed up by the new world. Because
Uh-huh.
it's usually depicted by a cycle of like the call from the call to the first threshold is like the daytime,
Yeah.
and then the belly of the whale goes into like going to deep in the adventure.
Yeah.
So it's basically like going into the forest.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Then the road to the trials, basically more challenges along the story.
Mm-hmm.
The meeting of the goddess, which is like I believe this calls the basically writer stuff. You don't trust me. It says Mother Earth Mother and the World Soul. It makes sense if you read the book like I have.
Yeah.
Don't bother making sense of it. Atonement with the Father, because it was from Sigmund Freud, who thought every girl wanted her dad's penis. He also thought cocaine should be given out as Christmas presents, and he used it a lot.
He was an interesting guy.
Yeah, it was very weird. And then the ultimate boon, which is basically treasure, refusal to call home, and like basically how every character develops in like
Yeah.
classical literature. That's it. And it's kind of weird thinking about that with a series, especially like which is writing never really does change. It's really just person to person.
Yeah.
It's really hard to pin down. So like anything that I say that should be like here's how you should write is like stupid.
I mean, you gotta have like some sort of.
Did you ever
Thing
feel
follow.
like that? Like what were your when you think of Gravity? Like, what were like your main inspirations?
Well, probably we listened to a lot of songs. We thought this could make a good series, and then we like outer space, and like we took a bunch of pictures of the characters we thought of using. And we just ended up really liking it. So I actually don't know what our
So your main inspiration was listening musical?
it's like music and our past failed videos. We kind of combined all the ideas from all the failed ones into one.
Yeah, because it's very thinking how you're very musically oriented.
Yeah,
You,
it's like
you-
I
you
can't
get-
play music, but I like listening
Yeah,
to
I
it.
was gonna ask, like, you don't really play music at all, but you're very inspired by it.
Yeah.
I kind of have the opposite effect. Well, not opposite, just that I don't really have. Like, I have ideas that like just weird macabre, just not macabre. That's mishmashes of just like random stuff. Like anytime I hear something that I like, or like just something that interests me, I always write it down. And like, I'm not really sure how I get inspiration for ideas. Kind of sort of it comes to me.
Yeah, like it's hard to explain. Like most of the time I say music, but sometimes it's just random. Like maybe you see something, you're just like, oh, this should be a character. Oh, this person would be great.
Just whatever comes to mind. I think a lot.
Like, I'll give you an example. I had a great idea for a bit, and like, if I ever did like a news parody something,
Yeah.
what I would do for one running bit would be like, they always have like on like Good Morning America, they always have like the is what's happening now with the kids
Oh
bit.
yeah. Those
I would play that character, but what I'd do is do the thing where like you have like your thumb and your pinky out, and you do it up and forth, but the guy doesn't stop doing it, and eventually he just goes out of his chair and starts like he breaks into a wall, and like later on in the bit it goes news report saying like news anchor Johnny Carson, wasn't news now beating orphans on a rampage. The army has not stopped. And at the ending
This is
bit
so
when
pinky.
and eventually the bit is like the entire news agency is going down in the flames basically.
Yeah.
And basically when it starts to go forward, the guy just breaks forward and just does this through the wall, like hanging out of it.
You
It's
can,
just
like,
it's just his torso. It's a random. I thought of it at like 8:00. And I was laughing hysterically
That's
to
when the
myself.
best ideas happen at
like-
night.
Not even at night. It was just in my room alone. And I just thought of this. You know, I made myself. It's like the first time I ever made myself completely laugh out loud,
That's great.
just to myself randomly, and I felt like a psychopath.
Psychopath.
It was just weird.
Oh my god.
That's awesome though.
Red Moon, I think you came up with like this character called Just in Case, like he was a business
my
lawyer,
God,
and his
okay.
name would be Just in Case.
Yeah, his name's Just in Case, and his catchphrase is "Call me Just in Case."
So basically, you thought of a wrestling gimmick from the 80s,
Yeah.
Pretty much.
like
Sounds
like
like a
like IRS or like Repo Man.
Yeah.
I
That's
just thought of a random.
that was a real
catchphrase
guy,
and
by the
just
way.
turned it into his name.
Last podcast, I believe, I also mentioned old wrestling gimmicks, and so I really liked them because 80s wrestling or literally those people. It was just like guy who, for some reason, the 80s and early 90s, they had people who just worked normal jobs.
Uh-huh.
There was a dentist called Isaac Yankum. Get that?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Isaac
Yeah,
Yankum.
yeah.
Cheap out,
Repo Man, a race car driver.
Yeah.
There was the Boston Basher, which was basically just a drunk guy who's a jobber, and he just had he had a New York Yankees jersey, and he just got beat up by everyone because that's what a jobber is.
That makes sense.
There was a race car driver. Oh my god, it's just
That's fun. 'cause,
Manitar. If you watched my last podcast, which you probably should have, you've seen this picture of him.
I think I did.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, it was
bad.
Yeah, that's fun because like I think now wrestling's more like, because you said they came from like regular jobs and then started wrestling, so they have all these creative names. So like earlier or newer wrestling is just like welcome like Punchy McPunchers and
Well, now wrestling is like first name, last name guy in trunks.
yeah
Like John Cena. Like it's not creative. It's just his name.
Well, no, he has jorts.
George.
And before he had a rapping gimmick.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I don't know a lot
he
about
started off.
wrestling.
He actually started off as a heel, and he would write his own raps and stuff. Like he actually wrote his own theme song
That's
and sung
awesome.
it. He actually was a legitimate rapper.
That's cool.
But then he transitioned to being the people's champ, which everyone hated him until like now,
Yeah.
because they realized he's actually a good wrestler.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So yeah, wrestling now is just like first name, last name, trunks. That's really it. It's very very much like very fun. It's more a lot about the action than the characters, which I kind of feel sad about because
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
Like, do you watch anything like fantastical? Like any series that pop into mind that you really like that was like really weird characters. Why do I feel like I'm gonna say an anime?
Oh,
For those of you who don't know,
You
Sarah's wearing a Hero Academia shirt.
Yeah, My Hero Academia shirt.
Oh,
You open the doors to
You open
me
Pandora's
talking about
box.
anime. Well, okay, I got a good one for you. It's the least anime I know. Like, it's an anime, but it was made, like, in the 90s, and it looks nothing like an anime.
The one we're watching right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, it's early 2000s anime. We just watched it before we came over.
oh, you just talking about Airbender?
No.
No.
That's not. That's
Airbender is technically not an anime.
I don't fucking care.
Because it was made
Go
in
on about the
United
show.
So it's the most realistic anime. So you asked for weird ones, but it's not that weird. It's like this surgeon guy. It's called Monster. The anime is called Monster. It's this surgeon guy who has to choose between either saving the mayor or saving this kid, but he can't save both of them. And he ends up saving the kid out of like this other experience he had when he realized that like, oh, I should save like the kid first because the kid came in first and not like the famous person. So he
Yeah.
decides to save the kid. But that was kind of a bad choice in the long run because the kid ends up being a murderer. And he goes on a murder rampage.
Yeah, and then he's...
Is it like a time jump 20 years later, or is that like immediately like, oh,
That's
thank
like
you?
a 9-year time.
Yeah.
Actually, the kid did kill some people when he was like 9, and then he
Oh,
escaped.
huh.
And then he went after him 9 years later.
Yeah, and
It's
then-
really
yeah.
weird.
Jesus, okay.
It's weirder than I thought it was.
Thanks for keeping the mood light.
I know. It's kind of boring.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. It's like I
you guys
predicted
watched
everything.
I got into because there's some drama happening with like Crunchyroll. Like,
Really? I haven't
haven't-
looked into it. I saw a video on it, but I haven't
yeah,
watched it.
apparently now they have this by the way could get very political, which I want to avoid, but this is something that interests me.
Yeah.
Like people are complaining now because Crunchyroll currently are like licensing, not making, but like license a new cartoon. And I
Yeah.
say cartoon very specifically because it's like they say Crunchyroll's like anime,
Yeah.
but it looks like Teen Titans Go. Like
It
it's
does.
like,
Oh, it's interesting.
oh yeah, by the way, that's my father.
Oh.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
This is an awkward moment. This happened on the BLT podcast. Actually, we never released that episode for
Oh,
one reason or
yeah.
another. So this is the second time my father's bumped into a recording. But yeah, I was talking.
Happens to us all the
Apparently, the drama is that this Crunchyroll is like making this new show or like licensing it, whatever, and like they're like, it's like super average. Like people calling it, like Bargain Bin Ruby,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like the big drama is like how they're like dumping money into this, and like first of all, the ad campaign from the political side is like they're dumping money into like the entire ad for it, like the trailer for it, doesn't show anything in the show.
Oh.
It's like, oh, this is a completely woman-written show, and
Oh.
all that, and they show actually nothing in the show. Like I would say, oh, no one's doing 2D animation anymore, which they point to Wanda versus Yonder,
Yeah.
Teen Titans Go, even if you don't like it, Adventure Time, all that.
No one's doing it. Like, everyone's doing
Yeah.
it, so...
Yeah, that's kind of the political thing that people are mad about, saying like, but also people are mad about the fact that Crunchyroll apparently like their service apparently isn't that good. Like they use like some outdated like engine for their videos. They're not very good.
Excuse me,
It-
for a second. And inside, so my screen here,
Okay.
okay? And pick up the sodas here. I want to put in the freezer for.
Yeah, make sure they don't blow up.
No, you wait here at the blow.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Because you're gonna be here.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna be here.
Now, give it a half an hour.
Okay, yeah, half an hour. Okay, I'll set a timer even.
Cool. And a coconut crisp over there.
Yeah, okay. I'm not. I hate coconut.
You don't like coconuts?
No, I hate coconut.
I don't really like them either.
But yeah, the other thing about the issue is like people like saying, why are you dumping money into this or any amount of money when your
Yeah.
own streaming service is terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't watch Crunchyroll. I just use illegal streaming websites.
Yeah. Just pirate them off of things.
Yeah, I've like someone's like, I can't find the show. I'm like, trust me, you can find it. You just gotta dig deep on the web.
Yeah. Or use like Kiss Cartoon or whatever the hell.
Yeah,
I don't use
Kiss
that.
Anime, Go Anime, I think
I
they're
just
called.
go to animes.
Or Hulu. Sometimes
Hulu has
it.
anime, but we pay for that, so
Yeah.
Too much.
Sometimes.
Yeah. So you don't really connect to the issue, but like.
yeah.
I always have like female characters when people like I don't want to get like pigeonhole you into anything political, but like as a creator, I always find it insulting when people like always like have to draw attention first, like oh we have like all black people staff or like all female staff. I always
Yeah.
find that kind of insulting, because surely if you had faith in these people saying like these people should not be marginalized
Yeah.
or whatnot, they surely would show off what they can do first before
And then
who they
go-
are.
Yeah.
Like who they are is the point of like it should least matter because they make good shows.
Yeah, I think
Surely-
Disney did that. where they had like a short before a movie, and it was made by like the first female director, but they showed the movie first, and then after it, they told you, like months after it came out, and then everyone was like, wow, instead of like knowing it first. I think.
Wait, what movie was that?
It was like a short before a movie.
Didn't we see?
I forget what it's called.
Oh,
it was, it was like before The Incredibles.
Oh, the one where the woman
onion?
makes the little bun and dumpling, and they eat, and then she eats
was like
it.
I don't know the whole story.
Who watched Incredibles 2? That was terrifying.
It was.
When I watched that with my my people for that thing I was with, as you all know, for DeSales University.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the movie theater to see that, like basically on opening day, and I called it.
Yeah, it was so.
When they're talking, and like the first thing when that started happening, I called it to the guy next to me saying like, she's gonna eat him, and no one believed me. And like when they're about it, like, I just called out, she's gonna eat him, and like everyone's like started laughing. Then it actually happened, and everyone like gasped.
I told you
I know.
so.
I predicted the villain like right when they started, like the girl talking to like
Her brother, and she's like, I don't.
Oh yeah, that's the Action Incredibles movie. Like that's like, immediately.
Yeah,
I'm like, I know.
It was like a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah,
basically.
Lily was like, I have no idea what this is, what it's gonna be.
I was like, oh, I know exactly what it's gonna be.
Mm. Yes, yeah. It's kind of like, how do you feel on that? Like, it's just kind of weird thinking about it.
No.
I mean, since we watch about a bunch of like anime and stuff, I kind of like am more accustomed to like plots and like how things go, so I can predict things more. And it's hard to find like a good show to watch isn't actually.
I was talking about the female issue thing.
Oh, the female issue. Yeah.
The female
But yeah,
issue.
all I hear about anime actually, speaking on that, is like all I hear about like the tropes of it. What was it called? The tsundere, or like the girl likes the guy, but
like,
character archetype. The girl likes the guy, but she ends up beating him up because I guess that's how people are.
It just depends what kind of anime you watch.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of dark drama, like
edgy,
where it's more like psychological anime, and then some people watch slice of life, which is where you get those characters from, where it's like,
a romance.
I love you, but I also hate you, and it's like these annoying girls with huge ponytails, like
and big
schoolgirl
eyes
outfits and big eyes.
But it's always small too.
Yeah,
like they look like children.
They're always like, they look 5.
What is with Japan and pedophilia? I don't.
Traps. Kind of weird. Traps, as we call them.
Oh god, I'm not gonna get into that. I had a very large argument.
That's funny.
But yeah, that's kind of weird.
I only watch quality anime.
I don't watch your dribble. I like calling things like that dribble. It makes no bloody sense.
I mean, kind of. It's like leftover water, like your leftovers.
We're currently at the latter end of this podcast.
Oh, yeah, really fast.
Yeah, 46 minutes. But I actually not 47. But I have a little gift for you all.
Ooh,
a
really?
gift?
I found this at the dollar store.
Oh my god!
It's a Littlest Pet Shop mystery capsule.
Oh shit!
Let's see which one it is.
I found it at like the bottom of something, bottom like the drainage cleaner.
Yeah.
And I just decided to get it.
Are you ready for some ASMR packaging? I can't open this.
Oh,
Use
for
your
Christ's
nails.
sake.
I can stab it with my nails.
Women, am I right? Get the dated 60s laugh track. That sounds probably horrible. Everything's peaking right now.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Well,
Oh my god. What is it? I haven't had new OPS in a while. We only get old ones.
yeah, so now it's like a bit.
It's like
oh my god, first of all, the eyes are like. It looks like Sid is a frog. It looks like Sid from the Ice Age.
Oh yeah.
It's a pink frog. Now you have a baby. If you ever need a baby, then you have a baby.
I feel like, does it have a hole at the bottom?
Yes, it does.
Just go on the stand?
For the peg, yeah. So if you have like a LPS hunter, that's gonna be a trophy.
That's true. We have a bunch of tiny ones like this.
Really, you
Few of
do?
them. Yeah.
Great, so nothing special anymore.
No, it's good. Look at it. It's cute.
They can't look at it. They're just speaking.
Take a picture of it, put it on the screen.
Fine.
I don't know how this
You
goes
can't
on.
give us a gift and not show the audience.
Oh no, focus.
You gotta learn these things.
You get to see my very dirty table that looks like 9 grains of bread.
Oh, is it a ring?
It is also
Oh
a
my
ring,
God.
apparently.
I'm about
Just
to
wear
wear
it to
this to
school.
school. This is even too small for my fingers.
Yeah. By the way, about their physiology, they look like Imagine if you split an ore 5 ways into a human figure. That's what they look like.
It looks like it can be like one of those like knuckle.
Oh, I can like.
You
punch
mean
somebody
brass
with it.
knucks?
Brass
Brass
knuckles. That's the
knuckles.
word.
First of all, we'll go over all knuckles, and second of all, that would not be good for you.
Right?
Yeah, it actually hurt your finger really
Yeah.
bad.
That would. Thank you. It's really cute.
Yes.
I'll wear this to school and just punch you right in the face.
The ultimate sign of friendship.
Thanks
Oh, yeah.
for the gift.
Partner.
Yeah. And the other thing she got was like a dog, the Twitter bird,
We used to be
Another
obsessed
Twitter
with
bird.
getting blind bags.
a cat, another cat. They're really creative with this.
Another cat.
I think
There
a
was one
pig.
cat. The most popular OPS are
The
cats and
Avatar.
dogs.
Yeah.
Two-
The avatar.
There's a frog. There's another dog. Okay, this is boring.
Yeah.
a frog and a dog. I think, what's the weirdest OPS I have? I have a seagull. Kind of weird.
A
caterpillar?
A
I have a
seagull?
caterpillar.
The caterpillar. Does it stand upright? Is it just like
Yeah, it's like it's kind of on like standing.
How you have a
Top
picture?
of it.
Does it have legs?
Yeah,
I
it has
take
a
a
lot
lot
of
of
legs.
pictures on Instagram. It looks
Yeah.
like a centipede almost.
I'll make
Yeah.
sure you can link all that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll-
sure.
Yeah, I'll send this to you.
No, we're doing this together. You know that.
Yeah. Where is this? Where? I know we took it recently.
Oh, we have an anteater. Look at that.
Oh my god.
Look how weird it is.
You know, just half
It
as
looks more
funny.
like a giraffe.
It does. It looks like a
We have
giraffe.
giraffes too.
Yeah, well, I'm not even gonna bother with this because this is just weird. I'm
Yeah,
gonna say the
it's
audience
fine.
this horror.
Yeah, save it.
Wait, where is the? I know
They
I
can
took
see
a
it on their
picture of
Instagram.
caterpillar.
There's
Yeah,
there's
I took
the
a-
plug. There's the plug. So we had to do less work.
Yeah.
You have no idea where the caterpillar is.
I know we did it before.
It was like in the summer last year. It's weird how I remember all of this.
There's so many pictures.
Oh, good. They're gonna really like all the scrolling. I
Oh.
can't see. Wonderful.
I'm sorry. Just keep talking.
I have to get more
Oh,
water.
here it is.
Oh, there it is.
Look at it.
Oh, look at that. It's a caterpillar.
It's sparkly.
It has legs, therefore it's not a caterpillar.
True.
You know those like you know
Caterpillars.
that Mexican moleworm that like is basically a snake but has little
I think
arms.
so. Maybe. I've probably seen it before. I don't know the name.
I don't know. I watched it on Daily Dose of the Internet.
I don't know.
This is a great channel that I'm gonna link
Oh,
because
Daily
I
Dose
love
of
it.
Internet.
Oh wait, the Daily.
Yeah.
I love that channel.
I love it. That and Tier Zero are like the two most like possibly non-offensive things ever on the internet.
Yeah.
It is the most wholesome content.
It is.
Like they show
Wholesome.
like baby cats at the end, like the baby animals at the end
Yeah.
of
Yes.
videos.
I really have to urinate.
Alright.
But
Are we gonna end the podcast for you to go pee?
no, I gotta make it an hour. Yeah. Actually, screw it. Why not?
Okay.
We got. If it is basically an hour, I don't care.
It's fine.
I'll probably get standards when I actually, make a living off this, which I'm not. So I'm flipping you off. If you can't tell. This has been the Dabble and Babble podcast. This is my guests, Red Moon and Blue Moon from the Toy Channels Lover. Check their channel out. People who are probably coming from their channel.
Link in the description. You probably came here from our channel, so hi.
And I'll be seeing you next time.
Peace.